What is up, everybody? Ninja Nick back with another league challenge here. We went to Amsterdam, New York this time. This is Plunder Gaming. This was a 5-person league challenge, and I needed to win or get second to get any points. And we will see how I do. I am not in this game, however. We do have our boy Hunter here on the left. We met him a while back playing Rotom V-Star when I was playing Lugia. And he beat me pretty hard. So I told him he should have been playing Rotom today. And he's like, I know, right? And he is actually against Quaquaval EX. I couldn't even tell you what the card does, in all honesty. I really couldn't. So let's look it up. Quaquaval EX does Exciting Dance. For 1 water energy, does 60 damage. Switch this with one of your bench Pokemon, then your opponent switches their active with one of their bench Pokemon. The second attack, 1 water, 1 colorless, Spiral Shot, 230 damage. Put 2 energy from this Pokemon into your hand. So it looks like the way to do that is to rare candy into both that and the Baxcalibur. In order to just hit 230. It doesn't seem very good. It feels like chien-pao, but with a damage cap, in all honesty. But it's always interesting to see these wacky decks that come about at league challenges. So I'm excited to see if this deck can actually win or not. So it looks like Hunter is going second here, is going to be able to play a Nest Ball and then an Escape Rope to get this Comfey into play and then into the active. And we will see most likely a Flower selecting from here. Hunter's hand is looking pretty bad. And he does get a Colress's Experiment here. He is going to have to get rid of that Raikou if he wants to get that Colress. And the Raikou could be really good here because I believe the Quaquaval is lightning weak. So Hunter was just asking me where I want the Lost Zone, and I said I put it above the prize cards because that's where it's supposed to be, but you could put it wherever, I don't care. And then the judge was like, you have to put it above your prize cards. That is the correct place to put it. So he just did. But anyway, we do have a Luminion in hand, so we can still find that Colress's Experiment anyway. Just very unfortunate that we had to get rid of one so early with that Flower selecting. That was probably that's exactly not what you wanted to see there. Even if it was a Battle VIP pass, it would have felt better to get rid of that to keep the Colress. But yeah, against a lightning weak deck, you really, really want to keep that Raikou around. But then again, you could just turbo and hope your opponent just misses their evolutions, knock out the Frigibax and Quaxley at the same time because they're both 60 HP with the Sableye. So could potentially just do that. So Hunter just deciding which one of these cards he wants to keep and which ones he wants to put into the Lost Zone. Yeah, that is a big hand of energy cards, so if he can just find any way to find the Radiant Greninja, that would be really good here. I almost would have argued that maybe he should have gone for the Radiant Greninja instead of the Comfey. Then drawing 2 cards while it was on the bench, he would have found both the Colress's Experiment and the Raikou off of that. So, yeah, almost seems, unless it's in the prize cards. No, not in the prize cards, just a bunch of trainer cards. 1 Battle VIP pass, looks like a League promo one. Nice. Mirage Gate, Forest Seal, Boss, Artisan, Super Rod. Yeah, so shouldn't be too impactful. Yeah, so we'll just have to see what is up next here from Hunter. And this is, of course, another best of 1 league challenge. And, of course, I forget to turn on my... It's coming. It's coming. I promise you, it's coming. Boom. Boom. There we go. It's off. I'm sorry. I'm never going to get used to putting the round timer up. I'm sorry. I'm really not. So here comes the Radiant Greninja. We are able to discard draw 2 now. Just getting another energy and a POW pad. Yeah, no, not that great. Getting just attached to the Raikou here that's now in the active because of the escape rope. And I guess just pass the turn. I hope your opponent doesn't get double rare candy, Quaquaval EX, Baxcalibur, and then I don't know, Lady? Like, I don't know how else you would get your energy into play if you're not playing chien-pao. Because chien-pao is the way you find your energies from the deck. So yeah, this just seems like chien-pao with less consistent ways to get energy, less consistent way to get your attacker into play, and a much lower damage cap. And our lovely judge put the V-Star marker into play for our Quaquaval player. They have a thing at their league there that everybody forgets their V-Star markers all the time, and it is required. Even if you're not playing a Pokemon with a V-Star power, or any V-Star powers at all in your deck, you still need to have your V-Star marker. It was the same with GX Pokemon. That's why when you're playing GLC, you technically do need to have both a GX marker and a V-Star marker in play, even though there are no GX Pokemon or V Pokemon. Forest Sealstone is still in the game, as well as the GX attack tools. Like, they have, like, what's it? Like the Normalium Z, right? And the Flyinium Z they have as tool cards. I forgot what it's called. Is it called, like, Z-Tackle or something? I don't remember what those cards are called. So there are still cards that give both GX attacks and V-Star powers in the game, so even though technically you could never be able to use like Star Alchemy with your tool card, you still have a tool card that has that ability, so you would be required to have a V-Star marker. Just like fun little quirks of the game. Also, GLC is a fake format and not good. Roast me in the comments below. I enjoyed GLC, and then Andrew Mahone is the guy who like came up with it in a fever dream one time, and he just decides to ban whatever cards he wants, whether they're broken or not. So they banned my Kyogre, and I said, okay, I'm never playing this game again. And it's like, you just take 17 turns to set up, and then it's just like, it's still whoever attacks first wins. It doesn't really feel skill intensive. You have to really tailor the meta in a specific way. So looks like really just a rare candy into Baxcalibur, 1 energy down on a new Quaxley and pass for our Quaquaval player. So we're going to go back to Hunter here on the left. Is going to use Radiant Greninja to draw a couple more cards. We can just attach return and knock out the Quaxley. Is not the worst case scenario, but of course if they just get 1 more energy into play and another rare candy Quaquaval, we could see our own Raikou V go down. So I'm not sure if the Pokemon you want to attack with this turn is the Raikou. I think you want to find your Cramorant. You are at 3 cards in the Lost Zone, it looks like. So I would really like to for sure see Cramorant with 4 energies in 4 cards in the Lost Zone attacking for free on this Quaxley in the active spot. Gonna get rid of a Battle VIP pass off of this Comfey. Playing regular Switch in here is an interesting choice because all of your Pokemon are basic, so there's no reason not to play Switch Cart. Unless you're playing for Switch Cart for Escape Rope and you want to play even more Switch cards than that, then you can play Switch. So maybe that's what Hunter's deck looks like, is that Switch is just like a 5th Switch Cart. So it does play an Escape Rope here. That is going to force this Manaphy up, and we're going to see that Raikou take a prize knockout there on that Manaphy. So yeah, if we see the Quaquaval come out, with the energies necessary, it will be very punishing here. It looks like we have a Professor's Research in hand, so that could maybe find us the rare candy Quaquaval and the couple of energies we need. So, sitting here, just not making a decision. And then here's the research. Yeah, I'm not sure why that took so long. I have seen players, like, with a one-card hand that's research take, you know, 3 minutes to decide whether or not they want to play the research, too. Feels like the same situation. It's like either you research and not be able to do anything this, and be able to do something potentially this turn, or you don't research and then have nothing to do this turn, and just pass. So by, like, not playing it, you're just stalling at that point. So it looks like we do get a level ball here. And we're going to play an Ultra Ball at the same time. So that's a good way to save time. Got to get rid of the Drapion and the Temple of Sinnoh. Neither of those are relevant in this matchup. They can't really do anything for you. So good to get rid of those now, so they don't get put back into your deck by maybe something like a Roxanne later in the game if this Lost Box deck is on it. And we could find, yeah, the second... the stage 1, the oh yeah, the Quaxley. So what is it called? So we're gonna get the one dude and the other dude. Quaxwell, that's his name. Quaxley into Quaxwell into Quaquaval. I don't know how they come up with the names. Quaxwell just sounds like somebody who what's it called? Oh, what's the term I want to say? I really can't think of what the term is called. Like when rich people give their kids like an account full of money. I forgot what the term is called. I'm stupid. I'm sorry. We're just going to evolve into Quaxwell. And just pass the turn, it looks like. Wait to evolve into the Quaquaval EX. So, Hunter should just feel fine taking the knockout on the Quaxley in the active spot. Doesn't even really need to get more cards in the Lost Zone at this point. I mean, the Baxcalibur is not providing any sort of value. Normally, you would want to get rid of those Frigibaxes on the bench as soon as possible, but yeah, it just doesn't seem like this deck has a foot on the gas pedal, or just a gas pedal in the car at all. Maybe like Flintstones manual powering. So we're going to see the Forest Sealstone come down to the Luminion. We are going to be able to use our V-Star Power Star Alchemy to search our deck for any one singular card. Just thinking about what we want. Opponent has to read the card. It looks like we are going to go for the Mirage Gate. We don't have the cards. We don't have 7 cards in the Lost Zone yet. I think that's what he took. So we must have a way to... maybe we have a Colress in... well, no, because if we had Colress, we would use that first, right? That would be correct sequencing. And also, if you Mirage Gate here, what do you Mirage Gate to? I guess the Greninja? That way you can take out Quaxley and Frigibax, Quaxwell and Frigibax at the same time. Or just, no, Quaxley and Quaxwell. would be the best course of action, because then your opponent only has Bax Caliber Frigivax. It looks like there is an Iono in hand as well that could be used. And there is the Mirage Gate that we searched for, but there's nothing else that we can do this turn, so I'm not quite sure. This might have been Hunter's first time playing Lost Box. So we are going to get rid of our own Forest Seal Stone with the Lost Vacuum, getting rid of the Echoing Horn as well. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards in the Lost Zone. We could, if there's, I think there's a switch card in hand, right? Yeah, there's a switch card. So we can switch into the Comfey, Flower Select, and then use Mirage Gate. But we're still missing the Water Energy when we want to attach for turn to the Radiant Greninja. Ultra Ball, that's an interesting inclusion in the deck. We're going to get rid of that. I usually only see Ultra Ball in the versions with Giratina V-Star. Oh, maybe he might be trying to set up the Luminion attack this turn. That's actually pretty good, because that gets Luminion out of play, and then you can put up a single prizer to potentially get knocked out here. So I do actually like that. Yeah, I do really like that play, actually. So we just need to play, what, Switch Cart? Or no, we don't have another Switch Cart, so we are playing Iono. So both players are going to shuffle their hands, put them on the bottom of the deck, and draw a fresh hand. So Hunter needs to draw just a switching card this turn, can switch into the Luminion, and then take the knockout, shuffling itself back into the deck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very bad draws, actually, off of that. Just a bunch of dead cards. Drapion, Battle VIP Pass, Comfey. Nothing you can really do anything with, so might just have to pass the turn here. So, honestly, it would have been better if he just... I mean, there's no way to know ahead of time that this was going to be your end board state, but in hindsight, it would have been better to just not do anything and attack with Raikou. Because then you would have at least taken a prize card this turn. But instead, you just put yourself in a position where you don't have the Raikou in the active spot and can't move your Comfey back. So even though that does leave you with only maybe 6 cards in the Lost Zone, if you still use your Forest Seal Stone and your Lost Vacuum. Yeah, I think it would have been better to just use the Forest Seal Stone to grab Colress's Experiment, and then use the Lost Vacuum to get rid of your own Forest Seal afterwards. And then just attack with the Raikou if you don't get the Luminion set up. So yeah, just get stuck with this Comfey in the active spot. Now the opponent has a potential to respond here. He could evolve into his Quaquaval EX, go Boss's Orders, Retreat Energy, Knockout, I suppose, but does he have those pieces in hand? He did just get Iono'd to a fresh 6 cards, so that does give him more options available to him, but also got rid of the Quaquaval EX that was in his hand previously. Looks like we are going to go for a Lady. We do play that. So that is our supporter option to get 4 energy cards from the deck into our hand. So that will be most likely all water energies. So I do see a switch in hand. We could switch the Quaxley into the Quaxwell. It has 2 energies on it already, so it's ready to attack, but do we have Quaquaval EX? Perhaps a peek in hand as well. So plays that. So that will shut off the Raikou and the Luminion. And the Radiant Greninja, actually. So if Luminion does shuffle itself back into the deck, you can't replace the Stadium, then it can't come back into play and get another Colress. So we're going to Flower Selecting. Looks like Escape Rope, Super Rod. I don't think there's too many resources in your discard pile, right? There are a couple energies. I think you can get rid of the Super Rod fine here. And then you can use the Escape Rope to put your Luminion into the active spot as long as the Baxcalibur doesn't get promoted. That is a decision. So you can play the Escape Rope, and if your opponent promotes the Baxcalibur, you promote Raikou. And if they don't promote the Baxcalibur, you promote the Luminion and take the knockout. Looks like we are going to choose the Super Rod instead, though. Yeah, I disagree with that, personally. We are going to get back our 2 energies into the deck. And then Mirage Gate them back into play. Now, did we need to do that? It looks like we did in order to play the Mirage Gate, but now we're using the Mirage Gate to just do what the Escape Rope would have done. But worse, because you could Luminion the... Or, I mean, I guess either way you Luminion the energies back. Yeah, so I think the Escape Rope just does the same thing more efficiently. And yeah, we are going to use our Aqua Return, so we knock it out and shuffle back into the deck. So we can re-promote Comfey if that gets knocked out, that's fine. Looks like Frigibax goes into the active spot here. Kitty. Yes. Sunny. Say hi to camera. Big yawn. Big yawn indeed. So we do get the Irida here, so we can get the rare candy, or no, we can just get the Quaquaval and like a switch, since we now have the ability to attack with the Quaquaval. But I'm gonna assume that that has lightning weakness. Let's see. Look up Quaquaval EX a second time. Yeah, it is lightning weak. So yeah, that's going to be a real easy one-shot here. So it'd be better actually to attack with the Baxcalibur in this position. You could still put the Quaquaval in play. But yeah, so you've played the Irida and now you're just sitting here with your hand. I guess just a pass? Yeah, I'm sure that Irida could have found you a switch card. I know that you play switches in the deck. So you could have taken a knockout here. Oh, and then Hunter puts the Luminion down, forgetting about Path to the Peak, and looks at the bottom card of his deck. And I'm fairly confident he gets a 2... if I remember correctly, because I was watching both games at the same time, so I wasn't super invested onto either of them. But he calls the judge over. He saw like the last 2-3 cards of his deck, And I believe the judge says that you shuffle the deck and get a 2 prize card penalty. So yeah, he's gonna do a judge shuffle there. So the Luminion came back into play for no effect. And now our player on the right has to take 2 less prize cards in order to win the game. So we are going to Lost Zone our Sableye to keep Switch. We have another Mirage Gate we could play, but oh yeah, there are 3 energies we put back into the deck with the Luminion, right? So yeah, now we're going to be able to attack with the Radiant Greninja. So here we knock out Frigiback's Quaquaval, leave Baxcalibur as the only Pokemon left in play, and then can potentially just win off the back of our powerful Raikou, just like 2-shotting a Baxcalibur, I suppose. So we're going to switch back into that. We're going to use our Moonlight Shuriken, so knockout and knockout. Never seeing a Quaquaval EX come into play, very unfortunately. I do realize this is a little off-center now because the camera did get bumped into a little bit. I apologize. I do fix it for the next round. So yeah, so he has at least 3 energies in hand, so he can just attack with the Baxcalibur. Only needs to take 4 cards, prize cards to win the game, but I'm not sure what else is in the hand, but again, I'm not sure why this is taking so long. Like, you gotta just make a decision. So the easiest thing to do is just load up 3 energy on your Baxcalibur. You don't even have to think to do that. Unless he's just forgetting about his own Baxcalibur's ability. And I think this is when the judge gives him a slow play warning. And he complains about Hunter's turns taking very long, but Hunter's not like making like long decisions. He's just performing multiple actions. Whereas our player on the right is just not performing actions. He's just sitting there looking at his hand. So, does get the energies onto the Baxcalibur, takes the knockout here, and now, is there a way we can set up maybe Dragonite? I don't think so. Just, goes for puts the Comfey into play, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. So he hits for 120, and it looks like the player on the right just concedes at that point, because I don't think that was a knockout. Baxcalibur is not lightning weak. He's metal weak. But yeah, at that point, the game was just already over. So I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, do not forget to comment, like, and subscribe as listed up above. And we will see you guys next time for round 2, which does feature me.